Guys, you've heard of the 3-box challenge. Well, get ready for the 1-box challenge. Hey guys, Rich from Richmond Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well and welcome to a new video on the channel. Now, I've been playing Marvel Crisis Protocol for quite some time, really getting into the thick of it when Brotherhood came out. And as you guys know, I played my beloved Brotherhood for quite some time, picking up a few wins, taking down a couple of events, and at one point being the top ranked Brotherhood player in the world until I was beaten by Quinn, and then I lost the right to play Brotherhood in our final game of the year where we put everything on the line. But it's been quite nice. It's freed me up to play and try other things, and I went back to my beloved Guardians, one of the first affiliations that I played in the game, and I have been playing Guardians ever since, racking up a number of wins, taken down a couple of events, placed well at others, and I do have myself the Captain of the Milano badge on Longshanks now as well. But I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit bored. I'm playing bi-weekly games at Leodis Games as part of their league. I'm doing events on a weekend, whether that be over at Elysium War Games or I'm down at Asgard Games this weekend. I'm also playing in the Soup Salad Sandwich event that runs sort of all the time. Plus then we've got the TTS League. So I'm playing maybe 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 competitive games a week. And with no new things coming out for Guardians, I'm getting a little bit bored. So what am I on about and what is the 1-box challenge? Well, the 1-box challenge is a little challenge to me, myself, where I want to try over the next 12 months to be able to win a single event, whether that's played over a series of weeks or whether it's a one-day event, but win using the 1-box challenge. Now, you're probably thinking, Rich, there's no possible way of being able to build a roster using 1 box. Technically not true, because we've got a little character called Dormammu. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what a 3-box challenge is, basically you take the core box and then you can buy any other 3 boxes to go with it. I've decided I'm going to take the core box and then I'm going to take Dormammu with me. Now, it would be very, very difficult and I would say almost impossible to do this, including tactics cards as well. So there is a little caveat here, guys. It is just from a character standpoint. But let's jump over to the roster that I've built. And if you want to see this roster in action, I'm going to be playing my Super Salad Sandwich game at 5 p.m. GMT time today. There's an event in Discord that you can go and find, and I'm going to be taking this out for a spin. So let's jump over and take a look at my 1-box challenge roster. And here we go, guys. These are the 10 characters that I've selected for my roster that I've put together. Obviously, starting out with your boy, Big Daddy D, Dormammu. And then joining him, we've taken Baron Zemo, we've got Black Widow, we've got Captain America Steve Rogers, we've got Captain Marvel, we've got Crossbones, we've got Dr. Octopus, we've got Iron Man, we've got Spider-Man, and we have Ultron. Let's take a quick look at Dormammu and his card, because what I'm not going to be doing is playing any other affiliation with this. This is not an Avengers dual affiliation. I'm taking no cards. Dormammu will be played every single game. So let's have a look at what he does. And really the key to Dormammu and what he does is his leadership. So Flames of the Faltine, I never know. If Dormammu was included in a squad, that squad is affiliated with Dark Dimension and must use this leadership ability. This character and each other character you control gains 1 additional power during the power phase. During the power phase, if another allied character has 6 or more, it suffers 1 damage. This is very, very similar to, or has a very, very similar effect to what Cap's leadership ability does, in that every round a character gets an extra power. Now, obviously, in Steve's leadership, every turn it costs 1 less power to do a superpower. Now, for most characters that have got active superpowers, that means that they, once a round, because that's when they activate, they get to do that 1 for less, saving them a power. It does get a little bit different with reactive powers. There's more power economy with Steve on reactive powers, but Steve's is just superpowers. This 1 power can be used for anything. So, it allows a steel rush or a charge on Baron Zemo turn 1, for example. Makes it much easier for Danvers to be able to get into binary form, for example, and all sorts of things on here. So I think, first of all, Dormammu's leadership ability is going to help these characters in particular to do really well. The next part of his leadership then is the master, or not his leadership, but in terms of what he does and the power economy, is Master of the Realm of Darkness. So when this character suffers damage from an enemy effect, it gains 1 power instead of power equal to the damage suffered. However, when another allied character is damaged by an enemy effect or by the Flames of Faultine, that's important, this character gains 1 power. So that first part is very much like Ghost Rider. You guys have seen me play Ghost Rider, where if anyone else gets damaged, they get the power. But if somebody has 5 power going into the end of the round, okay, so important, they get, in fact, actually, if they have 4 power or more going into the end of a round, during the next power phase, they're going to take a damage because it's going to put them onto 6, because they're going to go from 4 to 6, and then they will take a damage, but Dormammu will gain a power as well. Now, there are some characters here who can negate that, or at least one character who can negate that, and that is your boy Crossbones. So if this character would suffer damage, it may use this superpower, reduce the amount of power suffered by 1. Really nice. So overall, power management is going to be a real key part of our game, and that's why in the core box we've actually got some really nice characters who can power dump if needed. So for example, Steve can always throw in a bodyguard with a vibranium shield if he needs to. Captain Marvel could always dump 4 power to go into binary form, or indeed a Danvers special to pick up somebody and throw them, or if she needed to, pick up a building and throw it, just to do a power dump. So I think we've got some really nice characters on here who are really going to help Dormammu out. But let's take a look at the rest of the roster and see what we've got in there. So as I mentioned, guys, I have cheated a little bit, but limiting myself to just these 2 boxes in terms of cards was going to make it very difficult, not impossible, but very difficult, mainly around the crisis selection, because we want to make sure that we've got some higher threat crisis cards in there. But we've got Cosmic Invasion, we've got Demons Downtown, we've got Terrigen Cloud, Alien Ship, Fear Grips, and Skrulls. Let's talk about Cosmic first of all. You guys saw my video on Ghost Rider and may have seen me play some turn 1 shenanigans with Ghost Rider getting extra power. Well, he can do exactly the same. Big Daddy D can do exactly the same and get himself within range 1 during deployment and get that extra power. Demons Downtown, amazing synergy. We've got Captain Marvel and we've got Dormammu, who are both immune to Incinerate, which really negates one of the big downsides of this card. It's also low scoring. This is very much going to be me trying to destroy my opponent. That is the plan of these lists. And then we've got Terrigen Cloud, low scoring, high threat. That's really what we're looking for with Secures. Alien Ship, once again, single objective. Somebody like Cap is really good to hold this because he can do this all day. So he's a really nice option for that one. Fear Grips, it's hammers. We want to murder people. Getting 1 or even 2 hammers on Dormammu just makes everything else that he's got so much better. Looking at that incantation of obliteration, it goes from 8 to 9, potentially to 10. Being able to get the trigger off on that is so important for the power economy because it's a big cost. So if we can do that, it's really good. And then lastly, we've got Skrull's Infiltrate. Again, low scoring, single objective, and that's really what I'm looking for in this list. So lastly then, moving on to the tactics cards that we've taken. So starting off then, we've got Brace for Impact. Really good. We've got some big characters in there, and I don't want people picking up Dormammu and throwing them at Steve, basically, because that's a really easy way to take him out. We've also got Dark Empowerment. So this is one of the 2 Dark Dimension cards. So during this activation, it may suffer 1 damage to play this card. Choose another character within 3 of an active character. Effects of the next attack made this turn by the active character cannot cause it to gain power. The chosen character gains power equal to the damage dealt by the attack. And I'll go on to why that's included in there in a little moment. Dark Restoration basically allows us to bring back a 3-threat character on their healthy side with no damage, special conditions or effects. They come back as a brand new character. Cost 6, but being able to bring back, I mean, we've got Crossbones, he's the guy on the card there. We've also got Iron Man, and we've also got, I want to say, yeah, Dr. Octopus, we've got Baron Zemo, and we've got Black Widow who can come back there as well. So some really, really nice targets for that. But I think Iron Man and Crossbones are going to be the main 2 there. We have quite a lot of cards that give us access to attacks, and we'll come on to them last. Indomitable, exactly the same reason as Brace for Impact. Just stops us being thrown. Really, really nice. Thrown or pushed, indeed. So, yeah, really, really nice card there. Medpack, super good. We want to keep Dormammu alive as long as possible. So that's a really good way of being able to do that. Smash, for anyone that doesn't know, Smash works so well on Dormammu. He's size 5. That means he can spend 2 power, destroy a size 4 building, and add 4 dice to each of his attacks this next activation. That's the key thing, next activation. So going back to that dark, that incantation of obliteration and trying to trigger that dark miasma, we go from an 8 to a 12 dice attack for our entire next activation. So really, really good. And Incantation of Obliteration, by the way, can be used on, it just triggers again and again and again. The only kicker is that a character can only be targeted by the attack once per round. So if I've got 3 opponents next to each other and I hit number 1, and then I trigger, I can hit number 2. If I trigger, I can hit number 3. But if I trigger again, I can't go back to number 1. So that's the sort of kicker on there. And then lastly is Age of Ultron, because why not, right? Why would we not? If we're taking Ultron, why would we not take Age of Ultron? So what have we got then in terms of other cards? First of all, Ricochet Blast. This card for 2 power, and we're going to have power in an abundance, allows Iron Man to make an attack from the back point all the way up within range 4 of Captain America, and then his range 4 attack. So basically from one end of the board to the other. So Iron Man can be in safety on a back point and do some damage. And this is one of the candidates for using the Dark Empowerment. We then have Illicit Tech. This is really nice. It gives Crossbones a bit of variation with his attacks. It gives him a ranged attack, to deal some damage, but also it's unique in the fact that this also gains power equal to the damage dealt. Most of these cards that are tactics cards that give access to an attack don't let you do that. And a 6 dice builder is really, really good, especially at range 5. Kicker here is that you can't add any dice to it, but I don't really have any adding dice mechanisms other than obviously from exploding crit. So yeah, really, really nice. And it's going to dish out that incinerate condition to not only the person that you target, but everyone within range 2 as well. So a really, really nice precursor to then following up with some other big attack. And finally then is your boy Helios Laser Bombardment. I just spoke about being able to dump power. Well, this is a really, really nice way of being able to do that as well, and also taking out one of those big targets. If I do come up against another Convocation, or Avengers running a Hulk, or Hulkbuster, or Thanos, for example, this is really, really nice. You move Iron Man up, everyone dumps their power. We're already getting 2 per turn. They're probably going to be able to get more as well. But activate him last. Everyone dumps their power. Nobody takes any damage. Really, really nice. And on that wild, everyone within 2 suffers 1. So yeah, that's going to be, I think, in some situations. And there we go, guys. That is my somewhat little bit of a cheat 1-box challenge. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think it's possible? Is this a competitive enough roster to be able to take down an event? I'm really hoping I can do it. I'm going to Asgard Games this weekend. It's what I'm going to be using in my soup, salad and sandwich. I did get a buy in my first game. I was planning on using X-Force, but after a game with Queen, I just really didn't enjoy them. So I am going to be using this list, Running Dark Dimension, for soup, salad and sandwich as well. I got through to the final round last time. Can I go one step further and take it down? Who knows? Asgard Games is going to be some really, really good players there this weekend. So I'm not sure, but it'll be a really good testing ground for it. But I want to throw out a challenge to everybody else out there as well. Now, using the core box and then using Dormammu, plus any other tactics cards and crisis cards that you want, I want to challenge you to see if you guys can win an event. Now, there's some stipulations on this, right? It needs to be a ranked competitive event. There needs to be evidence that you've won it. You know, you can't just go and have a Friday night game with your mates, win 3 games, and then come back and tell me that you've won. But if let's put a time cap of this on in the next 3 months. Okay, so we're on end of February now. Let's say the end of May. Okay, by the end of May, if you let me know that you've won, we'll have a quick chat about it. The premise is you'll come on, we'll have a conversation about what you run, how you built the list, how the event went. And if anyone can do that, I will be giving away a free character pack, so a free non-Ultimate Encounter character pack of your choice. So yeah, that is the challenge out there to you guys. So if you're interested and you want a bit of fun and you want to mix things up in MCP, I was getting a little bit bored with it, which is why I've done this. I'm sure other people have felt the same in the past as well. So there is a bit of a challenge for you out there if you want to go and try it. Guys, if you've liked this video in any way, shape or form, all I ask is that you give that like button a smash. It really, really does help. And let me know down in the comment section below. I mean, would you have put Red Skull in? I don't think so. But let me know what crisis cards you think I should be taking with Dormammu, because I may tweak these as I go into each of my games. The characters are going to remain the same, but the other things may be tweaked ever so slightly. If you want to support the channel even further, and if you want to be part of our monthly event that's going to be starting in March, head over on to Patreon. From as little as £1 a month, you can support the channel, and there is a tier there that will give you access to our monthly event, as I say, starting on the 1st of March. We also have our merch store up and running, where you can find a whole host of MCP inspired merch. So again, go and check that out. And lastly, we have our Discord channel. It's completely free. Anyone can access it. We talk about all sorts of things regarding Marvel Crisis Protocol, roster discussion, general MCP discussion, spoilers. There's a bunch of other content creators on there as well. So really, really good place to hang out and share your thoughts on MCP. And as always, guys, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.